Hi, welcome to Foxy Little Nuggets, where the news has been beaten into a lather of despair and then shallow fried with a touch of cynicism. Because Britain has enjoyed another perfectly normal news for a day. The government wants to ban teenagers from social media. Britain is staging a leadership, or Labour is staging a leadership knife fight in slow motion. Russia is apparently outsourcing sabotage to Telegram, and basically everyone else is just giving up. But Keir Starmer, let's start with him. He wants to ban, obviously, social media for the under-16s. The government says it will give children their childhood back, which is excellent because, forcing a 15-year-old to upload identity documents into an app called Age Check Mega Trust Limited, registered in the Cayman Islands to T. Blair Esquire, is bound to make kids have a really good childhood, isn't it? Now, the idea, of course, is to keep children away from addictive algorithms, toxic content, and strangers online. Sensible aim, some would say. But teenagers have been bypassing adult rules since the first caveman said, "Don't poke the mammoth." This policy will last about 7 minutes before every child in Britain is officially 47 and living in Moldova. Parents love it, though. The teenagers hate it. And these are the teens that Labour wants to give a vote to, so that as soon as they do get onto social media, they can sit there and slag off Labour and vote for probably reform. So politically, it is shooting yourself in both feet. But it is exactly as it's designed. Adults feel responsible, children feel oppressed, tech companies get another year to invent a button marked "probably not a child," and the AI will still fail to recognise that a kid has just cut out a fake moustache and stuck it on his top lip. There we go. Labour's defence row, of course, continues. We had John Healey yesterday giving his resignation speech. They're free to speak uninterrupted. That's the rules for resignation speeches. And you can say what you like. And he did. He says the government's defence investment plan, the DIP, falls well short of what is needed. Other senior defence figures are also warning Britain is underfunding its armed forces. This is awkward, of course, because Labour want to look serious on a national security level, while especially Starmer is at the G7, sort of doing a Billy Big Balls. Look at us, we're doing this. But actually everyone sees that it's wooden tanks, wooden guns, and basically plastic ships with big letters painted on them. Nothing is real, nothing is hard, and we're not a force to be reckoned with. Britain's enemies must be terrified, of course, not of our kit, but of our ability to form cross-departmental working groups to address the problem and come up with a 5-year solution that won't be implemented. The government says that defence spending is rising, only perhaps in terms of pensions. The military says operations may have to be reduced. Whitehall says it's reviewing the situation. Sounds like Oliver, doesn't it? What's his name? Fagin? I'm reviewing the situation. But they basically discovered that the cupboard is bare, but the cupboard has been renamed Strategic Capability Surplus Store. There we go. So, we're in terms of defence, we're buggered. Andy Burnham and Makerfield next. The by-election is like... It's basically the trailer, isn't it? It's the trailer for the next leadership election. Coming soon, Rating agencies are watching the Burnham factor because nothing calms the markets like knowing that this lunatic is likely to come in. The bond markets themselves are already blowing up. They don't know what to do. If he does get in, expect some of the highest priced bonds for borrowing probably ever seen. They need to, what they call, re-rationalise Britain's lending debt, which is bond market speak for we are not going to lend you any money unless you pay extortionately high amounts of interest. Burnham, of course, insists he can change Labour. West Street also insists he can change Labour. Everyone insists they can change Labour. The only unfortunate thing is, though, with such a big backbench contingent, nobody is going to change Labour. Nobody at all. The right of Labour are privately furious. They say that they're being ignored. The party's being dragged further and further left without their consent, well, they could just leave and join another party, you know. It's always an option. Anyway, you know, it's not looking good for Starmer. It's even worse for Starmer, of course, because you've got the likes of Reform and Restore splitting the vote, and so it's likely that Burnham would come straight through the middle and take it all over. Anyway, finally, or not finally, I'm not there, I've got another story yet. Russia. Russia has got tankers and arson as a main problem at the moment because Britain's charged the captain of the Russian Shadow Fleet tanker after commandos boarded it in the Channel. Funny how they can board that and they can't stop a little rubber boat, isn't it? The vessel is accused of being part of the murky oil fleet, helping Moscow dodge sanctions. It's now sitting off Weymouth because apparently even sanctions enforcement ends with someone being stuck near Dorset. Meanwhile, men have been convicted over arson attacks linked to Starmer, with the investigation being curtailed because nobody wants to go after El Money because it's thought he is a Russian agent, and Starmer hasn't got the cojones to take on Russia. So, we'll just lock these people up, that'll be fine, you know, these little red boys, allegedly. But there we go. So you have Russian agents in the country targeting Starmer, a Russian battleship firing on a British yacht, a Russian tanker trying to dodge the sanctions going up the Channel, and meanwhile, Starmer buggers off to the G7 where he talks a good game of being strong when he's not. And finally, we have got there. A group of volunteers in Britain have restored an abandoned community garden and turned into a free growing space for local families with fruit, vegetables, benches, flowers, and the radical concept of neighbours speaking to each other without first forming a WhatsApp group. It's small, it's local, and it will not sort out the economy, but it's just useful, decent, and nice. Three qualities that are now so rare in public life in Britain. So there we go. Somewhere nice to sit. Maybe the kids can sit there, wishing they had social media and being forced to talk to each other, touch the grass, smell the flowers, maybe eat an apple. Who knows? All those free time freed up by not being on there. They'll hate it, won't they? Kids will just hate it. But there we go. That was Foxy Little Nuggets. Britain may be confused, expensive and badly governed. But at least we still have one renewable resource. Absurdity. Thanks very much. And I will speak to you later. By the way, don't forget, hit subscribe. We're getting up. I need to get to 5,000 by the end of the month. Can be done, but only if you good people do hit that button. So help a chap out. Till then, thanks very much. Speak to you soon. Enjoy your evening. It could be morning when you watch this. Goodbye.